Hello and welcome back to Xpwaste, where after 10 years, Australia has finally reclaimed the Border Gascavar Trophy. I'm Michael.
And I don't know what the Border Gascavar Trophy is, but I'm sure it really pissed off a specific group of people. I just don't know who. If I know sports well enough, I don't know who that pissed off, but I'm sure it pissed off somebody. But anyways, my name is Oxie. We are a podcast that talks about old school RuneScape. If you are new around here, we are Xpwaste. Old school is the game. Xpwaste is the name. We're much more coherent most of the time. This is a bit of a unique recording situation. We'll get into it here very soon. But you guys are in for a treat because this is going to be all about RuneScape. And especially if you are newer to the game or you're in the mid game or you don't know what to do, stick around. This is the episode for you. If you are not new around here, folks, we talked about it last week. This is one of my favorite episodes of the year. I love this episode. Today, we are talking about goals for 2025, but we'll get to that. Michael, my friend, what have you been up to in this past week?
I want to say it's Border Gavaskar. I should have looked at it one more time before I said the intro. Shout out to Swole. He wanted me to say that. This week, it's all about leagues for me still. I'm going to try and stick to my plan, which at the time of recording last time, I hadn't fully put it into the universe, but I did math. And the math told me that if I max my account, that's pretty much the points that I need to get the Rune Cup. Currently, at the time of recording, I'm at 43,750. So I'm a little over 1,000 points away. And I could get it probably tomorrow.
Get bitch tonight, dog. Come on.
If I didn't want to max, is the end of that sentence.
Right.
I could get it tomorrow if I just threw all my other goals out of the window. There's so much skilling to be done. I don't want to do it, but I think that's a good reason for me to just do it. Because last league, I was pretty close to max. I was like 2230 or something. I could have probably maxed last league had I given up on trying to get the Rune Cup. And I looked at my high scores the whole next year, and I was just kind of sad. Oh man, I had the goal to max, but I didn't. And so this time I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that again, especially since right now we have close to 2.5 weeks left. So I have time. Currently, as it stands, I have a lot of smithing left to do. I have 3 million XP in smithing that I need, which it's about another 10,000 gold bars, if my math serves me correctly. So about another 7 hours, I think, of just doing gold bars at his furnace. And then I have 9 million XP in mining, and about 8 million, and then about 9 million XP in agility. After I get all those, we're pretty much home free, because at that point, I've got a bunch of 99s saved up. I've got 98 and a bunch of skills, and gonna try and do all of them back to back to back to back, and then it'll say Michael's achieved 99 this, Michael's achieved 99 that, and then at the end it'll say Michael's achieved 2277, and he's got the Rune Cup. So it's gonna be a whole big dramatic thing that I want to accomplish. Go out of leagues with a bang. But it's a lot of hours, man. Agility is about 1 million XP per hour. I haven't tested it at higher levels, but I was doing the underwater agility, and it's a lot of standing around. I don't know if you did any underwater agility, but it's a lot of standing around. And maybe I'm just doing it wrong or what have you. Maybe I don't know. I'll probably watch a guide on it tomorrow or something to see. But before I go any farther, I'm only 87 agility. I need to figure out if I'm doing it right. And then it's going to be literally about 10 hours of mining, maybe less, maybe 8 hours. So overall, still probably about 30 hours left in this league for me. And that's literally just going to be skilling. Like I said, another like 1,250 points would not take me that long to get, I don't think, if I just like wanted to do it without maxing, because I have 1, 2, 3 skills that I could just get 99 in right there, and that would be half of it. And then I would just need another 600 points. But I want to max. I want to do it. I want to do it the way that I plan to do it, and leave this league with a max cape. So my next week's update will probably be very similar if I have not done it by then. I'm hoping to have maxed by next week so that we can just close out this chapter, be done with leagues a week and a half early, and then get to the main game and start doing all the stuff that we're going to talk about today, all the goals that we have. But as far as what I've been doing, it's not been exciting. So, Oxie, how are you?
Man, I'm good. I'm talking to a member of the CC right now about getting out there and beating Vanstrom Claws for leagues Mauritania. You got this. By the time you're listening to this, brother, you've already done it. So it was a lot easier than you thought it was at 11:40 at night on Saturday. In what have I been up to this week? For the first time, I made it to floor 100 of the Skull Caverns. Had to use so many staircases and bombs to get there. Mr. Key was not impressed at first, but you know he was. It doesn't matter. I got the snake milk. What else have we been doing? We've been expanding the farm.
I zoned out for like 2 seconds. What game was this in?
In RuneScape, definitely not Stardew Valley. I definitely
snake
didn't.
Milk. Bombs, Mr. Key.
Let me tell you. Remember last week when I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'll keep playing more leagues." I did. I killed my 300 plus Araxor. Tebow bangs at Araxor, by the way. So much fun. I eventually switched it to destroy. Did about 300 or so KC. Didn't get the pet. I don't know if I'm gonna keep playing leagues. Like I said, I might do some raids in the last week. Nobody hit me up for raids, which like I'm not mad about. Other people are doing other things. And I'm not mad about either because I truly have been like off the grid playing Stardew Valley. It feels like if you don't play Stardew, if you don't play the game, all that rambling I just did about the Skull Caverns, that's all Stardew Valley. That's pretty much what I've been doing. In the last week, I have taken on a new position as it kind of starts by the time this episode's come out, but it also kind of started on Thursday. A new position as a coach in my fencing team. So I'm kind of learning the ropes for that. I still talk too much. I have the not shut the fuck up problem. So maybe I should like start a podcast or something. I just got back from Christmas at my dad's because Christmas, we had to like delay it by a week or whatever. So we just did Christmas today on January 4th. And Santa brought me this spectacular Lions jersey, which I am very excited about. And yeah, I have not played a ton of RuneScape. I spent the early afternoon getting some Mortmire fungus on my GIM so I can finally get 78 Herblore and stop making Michael carry me through chambers, because that's never a sentence I thought I would have to say out loud, but here we are. He's proven himself to be the carry of the GIM team. I've accepted that. But you know what? Now I'm going to have 78 Herblore and I'm not going to be as functionally useless in chambers. And then on the main, I'm still doing Colossal Worm Agility. I remember months ago before Leagues came out, I was doing Colossal Worm, and then Leagues came out, and I didn't touch the main game. I did like a couple of Raxor, I did a couple of Zulrah on Friday, and then I remembered that it was a new year, and I cleared my loot tab and started working on the stuff for today's episode, and then was like, damn, what am I going to do in my AFK time? And I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't finish Colossal Worm. So I have 1,100 termites and I need 1,590, I think, 1,560 to green log it. So soon you guys will see me spam the CC, but we should turn collection logs back on, actually. I think I might turn collection logs back on right before I get that. The leagues is over, dude. Leagues is not, it's not over. Okay, it's not over, but like we turned it off because the first probably 24 hours of leagues, the CC was fucking unusable because everyone got their clue relics and people were just machine gunning clues. So the CC, you couldn't even like look at the chat. So we turned off collection logs. We turned off PBs, which is sad. And then we also upped the amount of we upped the GP value from 1 mil to like 5 or 10 mil or something like that.
I think it's 5 mil.
So like we're not seeing as many drops. We're seeing no PBs. We're seeing no clogs. So if you guys are in the CC, like, why isn't my stuff popping up? It's because of leagues. And I think there was probably a way for us to do it where we turned it off specifically for leagues, but I didn't look at it. I don't care.
I checked. I don't think there was.
Whatever. I'm turning it back on when I get the Colossal Worm. So when you see Oxie M received a new collection log slot, I'm done with Colossal Worm, and I turned it back on. So what's up, baby? Perks of having a silver key in the clan. I could do whatever the hell I want. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. It's been nice to play other games. It's been nice to interact IRL. New Year's Eve was this past week. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a bit of like a weird day. Like I think I didn't really have plans to do much of anything. I had like pseudo like haha, wouldn't it be fun if kind of plans. And then while I was on the phone in the morning with my sister talking about the fact that like I might have plans maybe, I got a text from one of my teammates who was like, "Hey, come do this." And then the weather was bad, so the plan changed again. And I ended up in the town that I used to live in the middle of Michigan. I ended up there, and I hung out with like all my old fencing teammates at their house because they're all like 22, 23 years old. So I went over to their, fucking clown car house of like 25 people. And because I texted them, I'm like, "Hey, I have these plans. Do you mind if I just like crash on your couch?" And they're like, "Oh, we're having a whole party." I'm like, I hate to invite myself. Like, "No, Grandpa, we'd love for you to come." So I ended up going to that, and I was up till 5 a.m. on New Year's Eve, which was a lot of fun. Them kids keep me up. I don't know what it is about interacting with the youth like that, but they keep me up every time without fail until at least like 5 a.m. every time I stay over there. But it was good. It was a really good time. New Year's Eve was fun. New Year's Day wasn't as fun because I had to go right back to work on Thursday. I had, how many appointments did I have scheduled? I had 7 or 8 scheduled appointments. I think I had 4 clients. So I had about a 50% attendance rate this week, which is about what I expected. So yeah, it's not been bad. We're back at work. We should probably address the weirdness of why we are recording at the time we're recording, eh? So for context, you guys, it is probably Thursday morning for you guys. If you guys are some of the front row fanatics who listen to the show as soon as it comes out, it's Thursday morning for you. But for Michael and I, it is currently 11:48 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday night, which I hate reminding Michael of because I know he's eventually going to start fading fast on me. And we normally record Sunday afternoons. What's happening, Michael?
Normally at the time of recording, it's going to be like 12 o'clock when we normally record.
Yeah.
I'm probably in the car driving like 2.5 hours to go get a new dog. So I'm a dog dad.
Put the picture of that dog up on screen right now.
Oh,
put that picture up, but put that picture of them dog. Put a couple pictures of that dog up there. Put a couple pictures of that dog up on screen for the people to enjoy.
Yeah,
that's a cute dog. That's a good looking dog.
She's a cutie patootie. She's a golden retriever, purebred.
Can I pet that dog?
AKC registered, I think. She's 7 months old.
She doesn't look that old. She looks young.
Yeah, she's a puppy, 7 months old, and we don't know what her name is yet. So they didn't name her. Long story short, the people who have her breed Goldens, and they were planning to keep her, but they said that they had some financial issues and they needed the money, and so they decided to let her go, and now she's going to be, she's going to be our new dog.
Name her Neve.
I'm apprehensive.
Name her Kona.
Because no. Tentatively, I think my wife sent me a bunch of names, and I think I like June.
June's
for
a
the
good name.
June, but she sent me a whole bunch. I'm like, so I think it's probably going to end up being my wife's dog. She's way more excited about it than I am. And then obviously my son is very excited. He doesn't like animals, but he's warmed up to my mom's dog in the past couple of weeks. And so we're hoping that this puppy doesn't like completely freak him out. But we're excited. Fierce said you'll have a good time with the golden. They love everyone. So yeah, I actually grew up with like golden retrievers my entire life, basically. Until I was a late teen, we had pretty much like my family had golden retrievers. And so we had a male and a female, and they had several litters of puppies throughout the years that we had them together. Probably like 3 or 4 different litters, I think, if I remember that correctly. So I love golden retrievers. I've just become less of a pet person over the past few years, but I'm apprehensively excited about having this new dog. I just know that there's a lot of things that you have to do when you're a pet owner, and I think that the idea of it, while exciting, is also very daunting. I'm trying to be really real about it. It's very daunting, but I am excited because she's freaking cute. So you guys may see her.
I hope so.
You may see her. I'll hold her up, show you guys next time that we record.
You absolutely gotta. Let me give you this piece of advice, right? If there's a concern that the man's is not good with animals, kids learn by example. Do not show your apprehension about that dog to your son ever. At least until he is comfortable with the dog. Because if dad walks up to the dog and is like, oh my God, look at you. Look how cute you are. See, look, gentle. This is how we pet. Gentle. Don't grab her ears. She's not going to like that. Don't stick your hand in her mouth. Just, gentle. Oh, give her a hug. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, look, she likes you. That's why she's licking you. Yeah. Do that. Your son's going to love
100%.
Your son's going to love the dog. If you're like, I'm not really a dog person, you should go sit with your mom. Whether or not not that like kids are playing favorites, but he's going to be like, dad doesn't like the dog. I shouldn't like the dog, And it's also going to contend with like, but mom likes the dog, so I should like the dog. I already really don't like animals. So, and again, kids aren't going to think in like this complex of terms, like I'm saying right now, but it's subconsciously it's going to happen. So just be excited about seeing the dog. And if you're like, dude, I don't want to fucking take care of an animal, talk to your wife about that, like in the car when he's not around. That's can't show him that, if that makes any sense.
Don't get me wrong, dude. Like, I will probably fall in love with this dog, and she'll be my best friend.
Oh my God, dude! But you know what you're about to do. You know what phase of life you are entering.
What?
The dad does not want a dog phase. That is you. You are dad does not want a dog. And then 6 months later, it's going to be dad with the dog. It's going to be you guys are like reading books together and shit.
Yeah.
That's the phase of life you're entering right now. Look at you.
It's going to happen. It will. I'll fall in love with this dog. I'm not going to be like standoffish, like, oh, I'm not going to pet this. Get this thing out of my face. Like, that's not me. I do like animals. I will fall in love with this dog. It's just the whole idea of, yeah, that's the exact meme. I'll put that on screen too, because that's hilarious. That's exactly how it is. I just like, I think I'm like thinking too hard about the responsibility of being a pet owner versus
that's what you have a kid
for. The love that you'll have. He's only 3.5. Like it's like gonna feel like raising another toddler. Oh gosh. So, send good vibes. Hopefully I'm still alive this week from all the responsibility I have on me.
Yeah, that sure is a bitch when you own your own house, have a wife and a child, but them dogs really are going to just take it over the edge, huh?
And no job.
Quit your yapping, brother. My two idiots are running around the apartment. I was going to pick up Blue to make the point that if she was a boy, I would have named her Nilo.
Yeah.
But I don't think, at the time, I didn't think Nilo had a very good ring to it for a girl cat. She was little. She was like 2 pounds, little lady. But ended up going with Blue, which unfortunately Submediant has given me my favorite joke that I now tell to other people, where I say her name is Blue and then followed up with like, well, she's not blue, she's gray. You know, that's like that's, which is stupid, but it's grown on me over the years. But yeah, we are here to talk about, like I said, one of my favorite topics. I love when we get to talk to you guys about things that we're doing and things that you guys could be doing in RuneScape too. Not RuneScape, like RuneScape as well. We're a little past the RuneScape
also,
2 days.
Yeah, RuneScape also.
But yeah, Michael, oh baby, it's goals episode. I'm trying to carry the energy for this episode. I got coffee and Michael texted me. He's like, dude, we either have to do it tonight, we have to do it tomorrow night, or we got to figure something out. I said, here's the deal. The Lions play tomorrow night against the Vikings, which I'm only a lot anxious about. Monday, I have a fencing private lesson, and Tuesday, I have to go coach fencing. So unless Michael wants to rip an episode in 90 minutes and then edit it all of Wednesday night, which neither one of us want to do, it has to be tonight. So I was at my dad's for Christmas. I laid out the plan, and it was like, all right, let's get her going. So we're here, and it's time to talk about goals, baby.
And I took a nap.
Yeah, Michael did take a nap. He texted me and said, here's the deal. I am taking a nap. If I do not wake up in 45 minutes, call my wife on Discord. I said, all right, sounds good. So I don't know.
Think I slept.
I don't know your wife's Discord name, but I do have your wife on Instagram. So I probably would have messaged her and been like, hey,
easy.
Wake up my co-host, please. Go hit him for me with a pillow.
Oh, so it's goals time, baby. You mentioned the energy. I'm not tired.
It's fading fast.
I'm not. I'm editing out every single time you say fading fast or it's late, so we got a boogie. Because the people don't need that.
God, that's my favorite. My favorite dynamic in a late night episode is I acknowledge the fact that it's late. Michael just pretends it's a normal time. It's like every time.
Like noon on a Sunday. What are you talking about?
It's noon on a Sunday afternoon. Why not? Yeah.
So should we talk about the goals that we had for last year first?
Sure.
And go over those?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm excited for those. Yes. Would you like to kick us off and go first?
Yeah, I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off and tell you guys that I did not complete any of the goals that I had for my main account. I'm sorry.
What goals did you even lay out for your main account?
Let me tell you. 2024 goals for Bloodhound. 50 million cooking. I wanted to get not all actually. I just wanted to get 600 beginners, 500 easies, and 400 medium clues done. I was so close to medium clues, I could have done it in like probably an hour and a half. But I didn't. I wanted to get a purple in TOB in my name on my main. I wanted to get ranked in all of the bosses. And I wanted to attempt the Inferno. So, and then I had a stretch goal by Oxie to get 8,000 total boss KC. And I couldn't even tell you what boss KC I'm currently at. I don't think it's even close to 8 KC. And then I guess my final one, sorry, I think I ended it too early. My final goal was to get the Elite Combat Diaries. What I actually completed was attempt the Inferno. I think that's the only one that I actually completed in 2024. So I misspoke. I completed one. I attempted the Inferno.
When did you attempt the Inferno in 2024?
Was that not that one time where you made me do it on stream?
Dude, I got to years ago.
Was that years ago?
Dude, that was so long ago because that was the bossing episode. Remember that was the one where we did the entry mode and the duo, and then we did. This was like before TOA came out. That's why. Yes, it was because we did an entry mode Theater of Blood, and we did a duo regular Chambers, and then we tried to do Nightmare. And I don't mean to be that guy. Michael got bodied like over and over and over again at Nightmare. So eventually I finished the 1+1 and was like, let's do something else. And then finally I was like, all right, Michael, meet me at Fairy Ring BLP. You'll know where to go from there. And he went there and he went, oh, you gotta be shitting me right now. I think his reaction is like, wait, am I going in the Inferno? And then the music kicks up in the video that we edited. So that was all. I think that was pre-TOA because we didn't do a duo TOA. And there's no reason why we wouldn't have done a duo TOA if it was out at the time.
Okay. Well, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I was like, well, maybe I did nothing this year. I have
maybe
no
I
idea.
Didn't do it. Oh, gosh. Well, yeah. So that really, I just didn't do anything. I didn't do anything in the main game. And then my goals for the GIM, spoiler alert, I did a lot of these. I wanted to get base 80s or 2K total. I wanted to get base 90s in my combat stats minus prayer. Quest Cape, hard achievement diaries, Lumbee elite diary, max POH, hard combat diaries. I wanted to get a boss pet that wasn't Scutizo or the Little Creator. I wanted to get a skilling pet, and I wanted to get 1,500 boss KC, which was my stretch goal from Oxie in 2024.
How many of those did you get done?
I completed a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I completed a lot of those. If I switch over to my correct profile, I completed a lot of those. I got base 90s combats. I got my hard achievement diaries. I got my max POH. I got a boss pet that wasn't Scutizo or Lil Creator. I got all the hard combat diary. Well, I didn't get all of them, but I got the hard combat diaries, and I got 1,500 boss KCs. So some of my 2024 goals are getting moved to my 2025 list, but I was so close to almost all of them that it seems like it's just going to be a completion at this point. It's not even like I really have to work for it, because the 3 that are left was 2K total, Quest Cape, Lumbee Elite.
You didn't do Lumbee Elite?
No. So you need, for the Lumbridge Elite Diary, you need a Quest Cape. And you also need like 80 something, a lot. Like you need a lot of smithing levels.
But I thought you had those. I thought you had the smithing levels.
I have them banked. It's just going to be a matter of going to Blast Furnace for a long time. So, yeah. 88 smithing.
83 smithing.
So 83 with a
smithing.
boost.
Come on now.
Which is not that bad. 83 with a boost is not bad, but it's the Quest Cape that was the limiting factor. Because if I had done the Quest Cape step before, I think it might, like, I could have done Desert Treasure 2, and before all of these new quests came out, like the Varlamore ones and stuff, I could have gotten my Quest Cape and just did the step and then worked to like reclaim my Quest Cape. I could have done it, and then 83 smithing probably would have taken a few days. I have almost all the gold ore banked, I think, for that goal. So
you have 99 mining. You absolutely do have all the gold ore banked for 83.
So
hell, you might even have it banked 91. For 85. You have 91 banked straight up?
Not just with gold, but 91 banked if I make all of my mithril and all of my adamant into bars. And then I don't think that's even considering if I make all the bars into other things.
Foundry.
I know Foundry.
Put that shit in. I might put have the Addy and the mithril into Foundry. Yeah, it's good.
I might have 99 smithing banked if I just do Giant's Foundry after I make all my bars.
Or you have 83 for the rest of the crew.
That's true. So true. Yeah. I'm thinking about, if I wanted to, I could make all of my Addy bars into plates, see what level that gets me, and then just donate the plates to the group. And then you guys can use those plates at Giant's Foundry. Because I'm pretty sure you can take already constructed items and meld it down for your swords. So that's an option. But those are my goals in 2024. I'm pretty proud of myself on the stuff that I was able to complete on the GIM. With the time that I had, I played about 1,400 hours. there was still other stuff that I feel like was a pretty big accomplishment that I didn't have on my goals list. I got a lot of Slayer levels this year, this last year, I should say. Almost 92 Slayer on the GIM. And that wasn't on my list to like nothing super crazy as far as like gear upgrades was on the list, but I did it. I got the team whips. I got most of the team tridents. I was on track to get some sort of Zulrah drop, but RNG just said no. Like the KC that I'm at now, I should have at least one or two things, but you know, RNG's like, not today, maybe tomorrow. So as soon as I get back into the main game, I think the plan is to like just go to Zulrah until I get something, whatever it is. Hopefully it's not a Serp Helm. Because
it's gonna be a Serp Helm.
So our one of our group mates, Fear Garden, you guys have heard us talk about him. Fear Garden, he's killed lots of Zulrah, and I think he has like 5 Serp Helms at this point.
There's 3 made uncharged Serp Helms in the group storage. So
he has 5. So 1 for every head in the clan in the group. It's crazy.
I mean, on the bright side though, you start breaking them fuckers down for scales. We're golden, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, at that point, every new Serp Helm is literally just 20,000 scales. So recharge it. But going back to Zulrah with a Serp Helm will be kind of life-changing, not gonna lie. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, so other than like the goals that I had set for myself, I am pretty excited and pretty proud of the progress that I was able to make for 2024. If leagues hadn't happened, or like I wasn't as invested with leagues, I probably could have completed everything. Like I would have had my quest cape, and I would have just like knocked out 83 smithing to boost for the diary. So like I want to say I could have had all of my 2024 goals had I not taken like the last 8 weeks to play leagues, because the other one was 2K total. And currently as it stands, I'm 1975. So I could have found another 25 levels and gotten 2K total, but that's just going to get pushed off to 2025. And actually I'm upping the ante for 2025. I'm not even stopping at 2K. So that's a little bit for later though. What about you, bud? What did you accomplish in 2024 that you had on your list?
Well, I will say, as far as like boxes that are checked off, not many boxes got checked off, but the biggest box got checked off. So on my goal sheet, it starts off with as of what day is that? Why is that November? Oh, it's January 1st, 2024. Oh no, that's the day I maxed. Duh. But on January 1st, I had 2195 total level. I needed to get 99 rune crafting, construction, agility, herblore, thieving, fletching, hunter, mining, smithing, fishing, and wood cutting. Got all of those 99s. I think it said I got like 115 million XP. And given the screenshots I had about 336 mil. Now I have about 446 mil. So yeah, about 110 mil XP. I can put a copy of this in the recording booth chat, and you guys can see kind of like how I track some of these things, because I had a bunch of like sub goals. Like I got the Ring of Endurance, I got the Acorn, I got the big harpoon fish, I green log foundry. I tracked how I was gonna buy all of my skills. There's a whole section of like buyable skill tracker. Get this, get this, get this. Then there's another section up here that says gear upgrade list, and it says shadow and in parentheses buyables be damned. I think I sold a good chunk of skilling supplies for some buyables, but I did that. So I maxed all the other combat goals that I had. Master combat achievements, any vestige from Desert Treasure 2 bosses, any boss pet, any solo purple. Didn't do any of that. Turns out that maxing for someone who doesn't love skilling takes a long fucking time.
Yeah.
I think if I could do it differently, the only thing that I would really change about my maxing grind, I would put my balls to the wall in January and get mining done. Because mining took forever.
You dragged your ass.
Mining,
I feel like
was brutal. Mining was like, there'd be days where I get like 20K because all I did was inefficient stars while working remote. Or like, I got the iPad, which did help quite a bit this year. I will say, I think Michael has said it a million times before, and I did not understand it until I actually had one at my side doing fucking agility laps while working. Like, I don't know if you guys remember my like weird summer schedule that I had, but like, man, having that iPad was a game changer, particularly for agility and rune crafting. Even if it was shitty XP per day, it was nice to have. But yeah, Chaos Cleric says the best way to do the big three is all together, runecraft, agility into mining. I don't know if I would change the order necessarily, but I don't think I understood how good Volcanic Mine was until about like 96 mining. Like, I think I knew that it was good, but I didn't realize that it was consistent, and I didn't realize how easy it was to teach other people to do what's it called, to do Volcanic Mine. Fear said I tried to get you in there even just to leech, and I really underestimated Volcanic Mine. If you're going to max, if your goal is to max in 2025 and you still need to get mining done, find a team, watch a YouTube video, and do Volcanic Mine. I'm telling you, I'm not. Some people say Blast Mine is where it's at. I've never been a big Blast Mine guy. Stars are obviously goated, and now one thing that I didn't have during the mining grind, Varlamore mining. Actually, the bone shard mining is pretty good. I got nearly 79 mining on the GIM just from doing bone shards. So if regardless of your account type, bone shards are bone mining is pretty chill. It's a lot better than MLM in my opinion. And I also didn't do the MLM changes because that was the other thing. This was the year of like Oxie does a shitty skill and then an update comes out for it. I think that happened with all three of the big ones. Like I did mining, they released a bunch of mining changes. I did agility, they released a bunch of agility changes. I did rune crafting, then they fixed Guardians of the Rift. It's like, I think it's the only thing I would change though, is I would put the pedal to the metal and I would do a lot more Volcanic Mine, and I would get mining done in a time frame that wasn't 3 months. Because I will say it did feel kind of bad to go into Varlamore with like 98 mining. Yeah. But other than that, I'm happy with the maxing grind. I'm happy the way it went down. I'm happy that you, Michael, and you Xpwasters kept me on it. I feel like I would have stuck with it because I'm stubborn like that, but it was also helpful to have people who enjoyed skilling, and particularly the 99 rune crafting night stands out as like, oh no, we're not locked in the room with you, you're locked in the room with us type deal. The 99 rune crafting night was the most like, I hate to pull your guys' services for a while, but I need to be a bit of a slave driver that immediately turned into like everyone started taking their belt off and hitting me while handing me fear essence every single time.
faster.
Yeah, faster. Yeah, the Maxing Adventure website, that was fun. So maxing takes a long time, and I didn't achieve like any of the combat goals that I wanted to. Somehow I managed to make like 3 bill this year. I don't know how, but I think the scythe went up and that really helped the bank value. But this year I managed I bought a shadow, which was ridiculous. I had full ancestral for a while and then obviously sold it for the shadow. So now I have Virtus. I had full Missouri that I downgraded and sold for the shadow, but I have my full Missouri back. So I sold off a few things, which I kind of want to buy back this year, but I now got full Missouri again. I've got all 3 mega weapons now. I need to just clean up the odds and ends to look like a real PVMer. And we're gaming, and those odds and ends equate to like 4 bill. So yippee. But yeah, I feel like I was very ambitious about how fast maxing was going to be, and I really was not aware of just how long of a process it is.
The funny thing is, like, it gets faster the closer you get, But you're right. Like 3 months of just mining seems ridiculous.
It is so ridiculous.
When you think about how fast you did like rune crafting and agility.
Rune crafting was like 5 weeks. And I think, and I'm going to say this, and I want everyone, specifically Super Soft Salad, to shut the hell up. Preemptively, Super Soft Salad, if I wake up on Thursday morning with an @ message with the same content it's been for the last couple weeks, I'm going to start throwing shit at Michael. If I ever max the GIM, I already have the skill set for the Howled Sepulcher. I already know how good Volcanic Mine is, and I already know the best ways to do rune crafting, which is souls while you're AFK or ZMI/Guardians of the Rift. And I know that if I spend a little bit of time being slow, instead of doing stars for a day, doing day alt for a day, I can save myself time in the future doing rune crafting, right? I know these things, and I feel like if the day comes where the GIM does get max, Michael's giving me this stupid fucking grin right now. The day's not coming soon, but if the day does come years and years and years down the line, and I max on like my 40th birthday or something, I'll know how to do it quicker. And if you are out there and your goal is to max in 2025, Michael is absolutely correct. It gets faster the closer you get, because suddenly it becomes a reality. Yeah. Suddenly it becomes a reality, and this fire that you did not know you had gets lit to get it done. You could be listening right now with 2000 Top KC and 10 Inferno KC, Blorva Soul, and fucking 1860 total level, because skilling is for losers. I promise you, the minute you cross 2200 total level and you look and you go, oh, I've already got 2 of the big 3 done, it's over. You're going to do it, and you're going to do it quick. My biggest piece of advice, please, for the love of God, Chaos Cleric says just say fear next time. My biggest piece of advice, for the love of God, this is counterproductive to the whole point of this episode for 2025. Do not put a hard time limit on when you are going to max. Do not put a hard time limit on when you are going to max. Do not put a hard time limit on when you are going to get your Infernal Cape. Don't put a hard time limit on when you're going to get your Quiver if you've never really stepped into PVM either. Those 3 as hard time limits feel really bad. I've done 2 of them. Please don't do it.
We both did the Maxscape.
Yeah, please don't do it.
It doesn't feel good.
Please don't do it.
Sometimes having a goal and having an end date in mind can help you with like finalizing that goal. Leaving a goal open-ended can sometimes feel like, well, if I don't have a deadline, then I'm just not going to get to it. But what Oxie's trying to say is like, don't beat yourself up if that day comes and goes, you know? Because like I had the goal to max at our Xpwaste South meetup. I had to get it done, or else like we weren't going to have the max party in person. And then Oxie had the goal to max the day before bingo.
I will say you did it.
This whole dramatic thing.
You did it a lot better than I did, though, because you had mining, agility, and rune crafting done by like May. We didn't meet up till November. You just hated combat, so you had to drag your ass through Slayer and Herbivore for your last little bit. So you're like, how am I going to do it? And Scape and I were yelling at you like, just fucking do Jad tasks, please. We were just trying to get you to do more combat, because like one of your final 99s was like defense or something like that.
Oh yeah,
like it took defense. You fucking forever to get max combat on your main account. So I will say, to Michael's point, timelines are good. Like the whole point of this episode is to set yourself realistic timelines. But there is a difference between I'm going to max this year and my entire maxing journey hinges on this singular date.
Right.
That is what I will say to you. There is a big difference between maxing in 2025 and maxing by November 1st, the day before bingo. Please don't do that shit. Please don't do it. But
yeah. So I can't remember, was maxing on the docket for 2025 when we had this conversation last year?
So I had it on my list from January 1st that I was going to max. And I think we had the conversation last year that I was going to max. But yeah, so it's always been on the list. There's dates for whenever I got all of the things, all the 99s. And it was fun. I think in a lot of ways it was fun to max, but it's done.
I don't know why, but I thought we had talked about that like midway through the year, but yeah, you're right.
No, I think I said like I wanted to get 2200 last year, and I remember on New Year's Eve, because Trailblazer League had come out, I was just like, I was doing about the same thing I'm doing now. Trailblazer was basically over for me, and I remember I was like wood cutting, and I was like, I think I can get 2195 and call it good by the end of the year. Rainstone Fear, shut the fuck up, man. Fear's making fun of me for what I had to sell to get my shadow rebuild. We were scraping the bottom of the barrel at one point, but you know what? We got it, so it doesn't matter. But yeah. So that's my year. That is my year in goals. And while I didn't complete nearly as many goals as there are bullet points on this thing, the biggest bullet point got checked off, and I'm currently wearing my maximum skill cape to do whatever, which I need to get reacclimated to because I've spent the entirety of leagues with this compass and all this other shit, and I'm like trying to figure out where to teleport and like what's relevant. I went to Kandarin for the first time in like 2 months on my GIM, and I'm like, why does the color palette look so weird? Does it always look like this? And I'm like, no, you just haven't been to the Kandarin Monastery since October. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah.
If you go to the main game and you go to Falador, like main
it's
game
so bright
without rune light
with the snow and
snowy.
shit in the park.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I did the Christmas event finally, so I got Dot's Yuletide. I just need Sunny Side Up from the Easter event. I'll get my fucking trim music cape back.
Yay!
But yeah,
it's on your goals for 2025. Put it on there.
I you know what? I'm gonna add it on there right now.
Trim
music cape.
So as far as goals for 2025, do you think we should get into that now?
We absolutely should. Yes, the people have been waiting for it. This is the goals for Michael and I's accounts. You guys are all going to have goals for your accounts based on your account progression and your play style. Please feel free to steal any and all of these goals for yourself. This is all free content for you guys. Michael and I have been playing RuneScape for a long time, and we've been setting goals for ourselves for a long time. I got goal sheets dating back from like 2021, which is actually super funny. It's like my dream gear is like Armadillo and shit like that. Where like I'm like the stuff I'm going for. It's so fun and outdated, and I'm like trying to figure out how I'm going to afford fucking like 78 Herblore or whatever. It's a good time. But yeah. So
I can go first.
Kick us off, baby. Yeah. What do we got?
So it's kind of short, but there's some like sub points. I won't go into all of the sub points.
You should go into a lot of the sub points. We want to hear the people want to hear the sub points.
Okay. Well, then I need to log out of League, and I need to actually get into the account so I can reference things. But I'm just going to come out and say it. I don't have any goals for Bloodhound this year. No goals for the main account. I think 2 years in a row of just like not doing anything on that account. It's time to just like, it's my alt now. I'm playing the GIM as my main. There's no way around it.
Good old Bloodhound.
Like
put to rest.
No goals for the main. No goals for the Bloodhound. Sorry. If I do anything, maybe I'll try and like chip away at some of my 2024 goals. I got really close to 50 million cooking. Let me look them up real quick. I got really close. I'm at currently 41 million. And I think if we're like difference year to year, I think I gained like 4 million XP the entire year. So maybe one day I'll get 200 mil cooking. Maybe one day.
At this rate, it's only going to be, what is that? A lot. That's a lot.
That's like 30 years?
No, that's like 50 years of cooking.
Oh, gosh.
At that rate. You're almost there, bud. Don't worry.
Oh, gosh. Let's see. I want to kick off this list with, I want to get 95 Slayer on the GIN this year. Currently, I'm sitting at about 200K till 92, which not bad. I think by the end of the year in 2025, 95 is a good number to try and strive for.
You're already like 91, right?
Yeah, I'm 91. I'm 200K away from 92. So it definitely is going to happen. That's the hard part about some of these for me. I'm just going to like preface a lot of this with like, some of these I think are just going to be inevitable. If I didn't set myself a goal to do it, I was going to do it naturally, because 95 Slayer, that's a lot of unlocks. Like, all of the Slayer monsters are available to me at that point. So 95 is pretty huge. You don't need 95 to get the Diary Cape. 93 is for the Diary Cape technically, because you can use a Summer Pie and boost to just kill a regular Hydra. So it's not technically one of those like have to get to 95 to get the Diary Cape, but 95 seems like a good number to strive for, because the next one that I want to get, my next goal on this list, is to basically have all my combats be 99. Whether or not that includes range and magic, I think it will. Well, when I think of combat, I think like attack, strength, and defense. But yes, range and mage are in that combat triangle. I just don't know if I want to invest the time into like, they're going to be passive, but it might come down to like, I need to throw a few K chins, and I don't know if I want to do that. I'm at 91 range and 97 magic. So like, realistically, magic will happen if I'm going for 95 Slayer. And then, I don't know, range has been a slow passive for me. It's currently the lowest of my combat stats, but I don't have a Bofa yet. So that's also hinging on like my best range weapon is a rune crossbow or a magic short bow. So that could change this year. And then I'm less than 1 million XP away from 99 strength. So 93 attack, 98 strength, 92 defense. And then this is minus prayer. So I don't know, like 99 prayer, not a huge priority. That would be quite the grind, I think, just in terms of what I would have to do to go from 85 to 90 to 99 rather. So maybe I'll throw the goal in there as like, I want to get 90 prayer. So just another 5 levels. But in terms of like base levels for the year, last year I had the goal of base 80s or 2K total. Unfortunately, didn't get that. So I'm upping the ante a bit, and I'm going, my goal for 2025 is either base 85s or 2200 total.
God damn.
Either or. Currently 1975, and my lowest skill is 72 rune crafting. So currently the lowest skill right now, 72 rune crafting. I'm pretty much, apart from like 3 other skills, I think I'm pretty much base 80s. I could reasonably get base 85s by the end of the year. And then if you tack on another couple 99s, 2200 total doesn't seem that crazy when you consider my next goal is the achievement Diary Cape. Currently, as it stands, I think the longest grinds for that cape, if I look at the all requirements, so 86 rune crafting,
Cringe.
That's going to be a big one for me. I think there's like this speed bump that I'm hitting, and it feels like I'm climbing a hill to get over. I don't like Guardians of the Rift, but it is so necessary for skilling, at least with rune crafting in 2025, because you just give up so many runes if you don't have the full Guardians of the Eye or whatever it is, the robes.
Mm-hmm.
You're just giving up so many runes while you're rune crafting that it seems kind of silly to do it without the full outfit on an Iron Man.
That's another thing I would do on the maxing grind. Do Guardians of the Rift earlier than like, I think I started doing it like fucking 96 or something like that. I got my needle at 96. Ugh. Do that grind so much earlier.
I think I have the needle, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm saying like for the outfit and the ring and the transmog, do all
I have
that
the colossal
way
pouch.
sooner than like 96 rune crafting like I did. Because by the time I was at 96, I'm like, I ain't doing all this shit. I'm going to ZMI. But
yeah,
you can get it done now. You're chilling, dude.
Yeah. So like for some of the elite diaries, I would need a way lower rune crafting level if I have pieces of the outfit. So currently as it stands, I have 2 of the 4 pieces of the outfit. I'm rocking this bank is foreign to me right now. I'm rocking the row bottoms and the boots. And I have like no pearls currently because I used them all to buy the bottoms. So I have the colossal pouch though, which is going to speed it up and make it way less tedious. So 2 of the 4 pieces, but that's gonna be a lot of rune crafting. I need 86 for the +5 boost. And I'm currently at 72. So I say it's a hill that I have to climb just to get over it because I feel like once I get 77, cheering 100%, it's going to be the most chill thing that I could do because if you know me, you know I love an AFK grind and I'm fine with like 25k an hour. I've proven that with the fact that I got 99 mining, basically mining bone shards. So you throw a lofty goal at me, but it's going to take a while, we'll get it done. So I just need to get to 77 and then I can just chill it at like Zaya until 86 and be happy about it. But yeah, it's getting that full outfit and getting to 77 that is going to be, the annoying part. But a lot of the rest of them are things that are either A, I'm close to, or B, I can just boost. So I need 90 agility. I'm currently 82. I can boost from 85 for that one diary step. I need 90 herb lore. I'm currently at 84. I can just boost after one more level for that diary step. So there's a lot of these that I don't have to go quite to the end and I can just work on getting those boosts. I think the other one that might suck a bit is actually fishing because you need 91 fishing to then boost to 96. And currently on the GIM, I'm only 76 fishing. Now, that's a lot of hours doing karambwans, but that's also, I have to fit in getting to 86 rune crafting. So, like, I can't AFK too hard on both of those. But yeah, I think the Achievement Diary Cape will probably be like the main goal that I'm working for this year in terms of skilling, because once you get the achievement cape, maxing is just around the corner, literally. Like if you can get all of those skills to the point where either you've boosted for them or you just did them organically, you're almost base 90s, almost. And then from there, maxing is literally just around the corner. So
I got my achievement diary cape in August of 2022. I know I got it in August of 2022. At least I think it was August of 2022. Was it then? I don't actually remember. I would have to double check now. It's on my Twitter somewhere. I'm pretty sure the Infernal Cape got in the way for me, but I don't know. Did I get my diary? I know I gotta go to Twitter and find out. It may have been 22. If it wasn't 22, it was summer 23.
I mean, I say right around the corner, but like if that's your goal,
it's pretty close though. You are correct. It's pretty close.
Yeah, because I remember I think I got my diary cape in like 2021, and then I maxed in 2022 or something. Because I remember the day I got my diary cape, and then that's the day that I pretty much was like, yeah, I could actually max. So let's go for it. So with the achievement diary cape being like my ultimate, there's just like a lot of sub goals. And that's what I meant by like there's like a lot of sub points with that main goal of I have an overarching goal of getting the achievement diary cape. But within that, yes, there's skilling, but then there's also the ones that you forget about. Like I have to get the KQ head somehow. I have to kill 1,300 Black Knights. I have to let's see. I have to get level 5 in all barbarian assault rolls. I have to get 1,000 chompy kills. I have to get a complete void set. So like there's a lot of stuff that is not just skilling that is still left for me as far as tasks. But I am starting off the year fairly close to a couple of these achievement diaries. Like in Fremenic, I have literally 3 tasks left, and they're all elite. In Karamja, I have 2 tasks left. And in Kebos and Karend, I have 4 tasks left. So there are a couple that I'm very, very close to, and there are a handful that I have not started any of the elite diaries. So I think by this time next year, it's a very, very achievable goal. And that's why I think it's like my main goal for the year. But supplementing that, there are some smaller goals that I want to give. Part of the achievement diary cape is also getting my quest cape since it's a diary step. But I think that kind of like almost goes without saying because the quest cape was one of my holdovers from last year. Another holdover from last year is I want to try and get a skilling pet. Now, having a pet, like having a big RNG thing like that as a goal is kind of difficult because I have no control over whether or not like I get the drop, right? But it is something to push towards. And I'll be doing a lot of skilling this year. So there's a lot of opportunity for that. Whereas this, like 2024, I think if you look at the snapshot of my skills, I gained most of my levels were in combats and in Slayer. So in terms of what I've done this last year, it hasn't been a ton of skilling. Like I did a lot of mining, and did I get the mining pet? I can't remember.
Wait, do I have the mining pet? You have a skilling pet. You have the mining pet.
Did I get the skilling pet then?
Yeah. All pets. It's a boss pet that you didn't get, I'm pretty sure.
No, I got a skilling pet. Bro, I looked at my pets log and I just saw that the Younglift was highlighted.
Oh, I forgot you did get Younglift.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So you got pets. You're chilling.
I got my pets. Okay, never mind. I got my skilling pet. I was going to say, like, I'm pretty sure I remember getting the mining pet during mining, and that was this year. So, yeah, I'll take skilling pet off the list there. Okay, so going into my smaller goals, just some random ones. I'd like to sit somewhere between 500 to 750 collection logs. Currently, I'm at 341. So stands the reason that I could knock out like 150 clogs. And then some more lofty goals, but still doable. In like the smaller goals section, I'd like to get a Bofa. Whether or not I get it myself or Fear gets it when he's spooned, who knows? But like having a Bofa on the account is a goal. And then also having a Void Waker. I've said it for pretty much this entire year after having a Void Waker for Springo of last year on my main. But like the Void Waker is a very, very fun weapon to play around with. And taking the wilderness on leagues, I don't know if it's given me like false confidence, but they're easy bosses to kill. And I think if you just like, do it enough, eventually it'll happen. So Void Waker is on the goals. And then for my last goal of 2025, I just put get significantly more Toa and Tob KC, whether that's on my main or on the iron, not really specific, but I just want to get significantly more because as it stands, I have, if I go into my raids tab, I have 171 chambers. I have 1 Tob and I have 27, 29, 20, no, I have 26 Toas. So it's very, very disproportionate as far as 171 chambers and then basically like less than 30 of the other two combined. So significantly more KC and the other raids. I did a bunch of hard mode Tob in leagues. And again, I don't know if that's just false confidence, but it's gotten me more comfortable with like Tob mechanics to the point where if you're doing the hard stuff easily, it kind of takes the nerves out of some of the rooms. Like I tick 8 perfectly 4 times in a row at SOT. I don't know, dude. Like, yes, I have a billion karambwans to kind of like make up for those mistakes. But the hard thing about Tobs was just the unknown. And so I think if somebody says, hey, do you want to Tob? And I feel confident that like if I die, we're not going to wipe, I might just do it, might just send it, because the only way that you're going to get better is by doing it.
I will say that hard mode Tob isn't necessarily, this is going to sound stupid, it's not harder than regular Tob necessarily. I would argue Verzik is more difficult, but most of the mechanics in hard mode Tob are more annoying than they are difficult. Most of the mechanics, especially if you get 50 regulars under your belt, you step into hard mode, it's annoying that there's all 10 crabs at Maiden. It's annoying that the Principus spawns, or that the feet fall all the time, or that there's 2 balls in the split up maze and you can't walk on the walls at Zarpus. It's annoying, but it's not like game-changingly difficult. Honest to God, until you get to P3 Verzik, hard mode Tob is more frustrating than it is like really hard. I don't think you should be going into hard modes anyways, because it's going to be a lot harder to find a team because you don't have any KC.
Oh, I didn't mean hard modes.
I know. I'm just saying but we had the same conversation with CMs, which is the shitty part about CMs are more difficult just because you don't feel it in leagues, but them bosses beat the shit out of you in CMs. They've nerfed the old legendary CM Muta that would just look at you funny and fucking kill you. The old CM Muta no longer exists, where you don't gotta chop the tree anymore, but the rest of the bosses, especially Olm, like sometimes Olm will be kind of a dick and hit you for like a 26 or maybe even a 30 in a regular. Off prayer, Olm regularly hits like 45s. Olm is rough in CMs. So yeah, I would wait till you get a little bit more gear. It's nice that you know all the rooms now, and I feel like if anything, with all your CM experience, the room shouldn't bother you. Like Vespula isn't fun with your current gear. Vasa, probably not that fun with your current gear. Vanguard's also not fun with your current gear. But now you know how to do them, more or less. I think definitely getting into regs this year. You didn't do much TOA, which is an L for leagues, but TOA stinky. I don't know.
I'm fine with TOA as far as the mechanics are concerned. I think it's just certain gear would make it more fun. You do bring down the entire atmosphere of the raid.
I make TOA a million times harder for Michael just by existing in the same raid as he.
Exactly. But yeah, I didn't even think about CMs in the main game. I have gained so much appreciation for some of the other bosses that I just didn't even care about. Vasa does seem like it is a lot more manageable after they changed it. So however many QOLs ago,
it's like when Vasa went to the
crystal. Oh yeah, okay. So when Vasa went to the crystal, it would heal the entire time as you were trying to kill the crystal. Now you can kill the crystal, but if you don't kill the crystal by a certain time, then Vasa will heal.
Vasa used to heal so much with such a high range defense. It was if you didn't have at least 2 T-bows, you didn't do Vasa. Same thing with Vespula. If you didn't have at least a couple T-bows or eventually shadows when they came into the game, you just didn't do Vespula. And Vanguards were just frustrating at the time. Vanguards are assholes in the main games.
They're annoying.
We had a joke on one of my Raids Bank bingo teams. We called it the bitch bastard corner because there's a tile where if in a CM layout, if the person on the side where there's only one Vanguard stands on a certain tile, and the person on like the upper corner, the meleeer, no matter where they are, will be like, I hate that fucking guy, and just walk over regardless of who is where. So we kept calling it the bitch bastard corner because that person just got bullied the entire time by the Vanguards. But now it's really not that bad. It's just everything hits really hard, and you don't have a Bofa or a Tebow or a Shadow. Like, Scythe is nice. You don't have one of those. You don't have a decent crush rate. You don't even have a Lance for Olm. Like, I would stick with regs across the board. Maybe expert mode TOAs, because we do have a Fang, but Ralph says, Jesus, he's already down. I mean, I look, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying CMs is one of the few pieces of content in the game that is really gear locked. And when you get there, you're going to have fun with it. It's just, yeah. And Tob is just fucking annoying. Let me back up. Hard mode Tob is annoying. Regular Tob is great. Regular Tob is my wife. I love regular Tob, but hard modes are frustrating. But
so I don't have any crazy gear goals. I think like
really
my next progression when it comes to
you don't have any gear goals?
No. So I have the Voidwaker and the Bofa, but that was it. As far as like I could go for like God Wars items, but that I think hinges upon either getting the group out there or getting other gear. Like maybe 2026 is like the year of I'm gonna go for big bad gear upgrades. Baby. You know?
I had a goal in mind for you, and then I changed it, and then I changed it again just now. Gosh. So now it's totally different from what it was originally going to be. So when the time comes when we give each other our goals, you got to brace yourself. Because I have a whole shopping list for you.
Let's go.
Yeah. What else you got? Is that about it?
That's it. Yeah. Right. Time for you.
All right. Well, my goals are they're fun. I'm really excited for these. I broke mine down into a couple of sections. I got combat, pets, and then just miscellaneous shit. So obviously, first and foremost, it was on my goal sheet last year, and I think I did a really good job of it, and I'm going to continue to do a really good job of it. Maintain a healthy relationship with this game. I don't know what that's going to look like now that I've already maxed, because like I had about 300 more hours this year than I had last year, and I didn't think I played as much this year. But the iPad time really racked up. I don't know what that's going to look like. Maybe I'll have like half the time next year. Who knows? I'm still going to obviously be playing the game and doing the podcast, but I don't know what it's going to look like when all I pretty much want to do is PVM content. And I think more or less that's going to be what I'm doing this year. And I'm really looking forward to that. But I do have combat goals. The first on the list is the quiver. It's, once we get into like, by the time this episode comes out, if you guys aren't bullying me to get into the Coliseum, you're doing something wrong. Because like quiver's got to be first off the list. Just get the quiver done so I can not even worry about it. I'm not going to set myself a goal to like get it by a certain date. I don't care. It's time to get the quiver going. Yeah, of course. Haha, Oxie TNL clan. Look at that. 16 days without killing Soul Heretic, bitch. It's been way more than 16. Chaos Clark says the date is way more depressing. Yeah, it's probably way more. But yeah, gotta get the quiver. And then the quiver is like the nearest goal, but I will say the biggest combat goal of the year. It's time to stop fucking milking the Verzik helm. It's gotta happen. I have 1,563 points as of today. I have 216 points to go to get masters. I'm sure it will be more at some point when more bosses and more combat achievements come out. But from what I understand, that's on the docket right now. Within the next couple of months, there's not going to be a lot. I would think by maybe April or May, when we get the Enrage boss in part 3 Varlamore, when those combat achievements come out, that's going to add a significant chunk of shit for me to do. Because last year, right, if we're looking on my sheet, I had 1,286 points and I had 179 points to go at the beginning of last year. So about a year ago. And then there's a note right below this that says way more since Desert Treasure 2 came out. When the Desert Treasure 2 and Scurrious CAs came out, that shit knocked me down by like 200 extra points.
Oh gosh.
I was so far away from, I think at one point I was like 390 or something away from Masters once all those CAs came out. It just, I lost my elite helmet at that point. It was so bad. Like,
oh gosh.
The DT2 CAs really fucked me up. But I don't anticipate within the next couple of months any combat achievements come out other than the Enrage boss that really do that. Like when Soul Herod, when the Coliseum combat achievements came out, that added a half decent amount. So 2023 and 2024, 2020, because the DT2 didn't come out till 24, did they? Because they all came out with Scurrious at the beginning of the year. When 2024 added a lot more combat achievements to the game. So yeah, it's because again, 1286. Now I have 1563. I have more points than what I needed at the time. But what can you do? So it's time to stop milking it. It's time to get the Master Combat achievements. Same thing with other pieces, particularly the Cursed Phalanx. It's time for me to get the Cursed Phalanx. It has to be, I've got to get my Sexy Fang kit. I got to just, suck it up and get in TOA, which I'm not excited for. I'm not excited to learn how to use the Yellow Chaos. Chaos Cleric Desert Treasure 2 came out in 2023, but they took 2,000 years to get the combat achievements out. Because I'm pretty sure they released DT2 and Scurrious combat achievements on the same day. Because they came out in July, and it took a comically long time for the CAs to come out following it. Because like TOA, it was like 3 or 4 weeks. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they came out after the Cox QOL changes. That makes sense. That was still towards the end of 23, beginning of 24, whenever it was. But yeah, it's time to get the Cursed Phalanx. I also want to get some other fun cosmetic shit that isn't going to be nearly as like skill level difficult. Like I'd say the Phalanx is probably going to be the biggest skill difficulty that I have to overcome this year.
Because if you guys don't know, that's 500. That's a level 500
Deathless
invocation.
500 TOA. Where you have to, for me, it's not being able to use the food. I don't know how to use the Yellow Chaos very well, and that's what I'm going to have to learn is how to use the Yellow Chaos and how to manage prayer pots. I think once I get comfortable with that, the 500 is going to be, I just have to hit big because I have a Shadow, I have a Fang, I have a Blood Fury, I have Ancients, I have all the things that can heal me. I just need to hit big, Cosmetically speaking, I want a mutagen. It's not super helpful because eventually I'll get a jaw back and eventually I'll get Torva, but I want a mutagen. It's been a long time and I want one. And I also want to get my full Twisted this year too. I have 1 kit. I need 2 more kits. I also want to get ranked in all the bosses, which at the moment is literally just the Coliseum. I need 5 Coliseum KC. I currently have 0. That is the only boss left to get ranked in because I got shame ranked at Calvarion with 99 Herblore this year.
Okay, so that was I had a question in my head and I was trying to think. You've never actually done it. Like you haven't been ranked in all bosses and then another boss came out. Like you were not ranked in all the bosses and then Soul came out. You just were never ranked in Calvarion.
I don't think I was. Yeah, I think there was a period of time I may have had all of them but Calvarion. Because I think I had 2 Infernal Capes before the Coliseum came out. Yeah, I did. I guess I got my second Infernal Cape in 23. Yeah. So I think there was a period of time where I was ranked in everything besides Calvarion. But now that I'm ranked in Calvarion, I have 5 KC and hopefully I'll never get any more. I just need Soul. Soul's the only one that I need to get ranked in. So I got to do 5 quivers, which I feel like once you do your first quiver and you beat Soul, it's really not as hard. From what I have seen of friends, teammates, videos doing Soul and the Coliseum, I just got to not be a shitter and do it, which is why I'm not as worried about it. I gotta get 5 Zuck KC this year. I'm still beating myself up over my, piss poor performance during bingo, and that will be the villain origin story. I don't care. I gotta get 5 Zuck KC this year, also so I can tie the amount of Calvarion. And then more broadly, I want to get 30k boss KC this year. I currently have 22,435. I want to get 30k boss KC, and then as a big stretch goal, I want to get 2,000 total raids KC.
Whoa.
Currently sitting on 1,124. So just under 900 raids this year. If I could pull that off, that's big. And that's definitely the money that I need for my gear wish list too. The ultimate stretch goal, which is, it's going to sound cocky, but it is money dependent and not skill dependent. The ultimate stretch goal for 25 is Blood Torva. I am confident that I can do a 7-minute fight. I can do a 10-minute Leviathan fight, or a 10-minute Whisperer fight, or an 8-minute Duke fight, or an 8-minute Vardorvis fight. I can do that if I throw myself at it enough. I've proven that to myself a million times. Well, if the boss doesn't take more than 3 hours, like the Inferno, I can do it, no problem. I'm concerned that I absolutely at the moment do not have the money to buy the orbs, and I know the orbs are going to add up. I don't have the money to spend 200 orbs per boss at the moment, because I fully expect it to be comically high. Like if I am under 350 for Blorva, I'll be shocked. Under 350 orbs. I mean, like, I know myself. I oxy click. I make dumbass mistakes all the time. I do a bunch of stupid shit where I'll go in with the orb to awaken Leviathan, ready to go, and I forget my fucking Venator bow or something like that. Or I get to Duke and I'm not wearing a Slayer helmet, or I forget ammo for my Twisted Bow or something stupid. We're like, oh, that's another mill down the drain. I fully expect to use about 300, 350 orbs for Blood Torva. But that's a stretch goal for this year. If all the other things shake out and Blood Torva is what's left at the end of the year, sure. 2025 is the year of ascension for your boy. It's time to, it's time to pick up the pieces and actually look like the PVMer that I know I can play like. That's the combat end of it. I have some pet goals as well. Most of them are just transmogs. Now that I have all 3 raids pets, I want the Sanguine Dust. I want the Metamorphic Dust. It took my buddy Accelerate 650 hard modes and what felt like 2 years of just agonizingly doing 416s to get his dust. And when he finally did, he added everyone in the Discord that we're all in. You thought he just got elected president. Celebrations were heard all around the world when Accelerate posted his dust picture, because we've been waiting for that man to get his dust forever. I hope that's not the track that I go down, but it could be. I could do 600 hard modes for a dust. I don't know, but I want to get dust so I can have my dusted pets. I've set myself the goal as well to get anywhere between 1 to 3 TOA transmogs. TOA transmogs are 450 invocation, deathless with all invocations on for that boss. And I believe the way it tracks it, Fear, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the last boss you kill, because they also have to be at level 4 room invocation. So usually the way it works is the last boss that you do at level 4, because that's when you're going to get to level 4 for the last room. That's the one you're going to get. And I believe you can only get 1 per raid. So oftentimes people get Baba or Zebek first. With Wardens, I think is typically last, just because of the order of how it goes. I am not looking forward to the Akka one. I don't think I have ever done the Keep Back invocation, and I am not looking forward to try to go for the Akka level 4 all invocations turned on. Not looking forward to that. But it could be trivial because of the butterfly method. I have no idea. I've never done it. It's also time for me to get the parasitic egg. Y'all remember when I got the nightmare pet 3 years ago and said, oh yeah, I'll get the parasitic egg. And I have 7 Fazani's nightmare KC. I'm trying to stop milking that, getting that done. I want to get all the beaver transmogs just because those are fun. I want to get Moxie because, again, that's my namesake. And low key, I love the boss so much in the main game. I want to get the Nid pet. I want to get the Araxor pet. That boss is so much fun.
So cute.
Finally, 25 total pets. I don't care what they are. Because last year, I wanted to get a bunch of boss pets. Didn't get any of them. And I wanted to get a skilling pet. I got 4 skilling pets.
Oh.
I got the Rock Golem, Baby Chinchompa, the Beaver, and Rocky last year. I got 4
It makes sense, though. It makes sense.
Yeah,
you maxed.
I did
a
max,
bunch of
dude.
skilling.
Man, dude, they were all wild too. Rock Golem was at a fucking T6 shooting star at Chambers Bank. Baby Chins was my first Red Chinchompa Hunter rumor the day after Varlamore came out. Nice. The Beaver was in the middle of a staff meeting. That was fucked. I had to really keep myself in for that because I was in the middle of a staff meeting. And then Rocky was during the draft for Fall Bingo. So we spread out the pets pretty well, but just 25 total pets. That'd be cool.
And how many are you at now?
I'm at 19 right now, so 6 more pets. Not counting transmogs. Just to like rapid fire some of the miscellaneous stuff. 1,000 collection logs, currently at 781. All of the clue milestones, not the beginner clue one, because I would rather die than do 600 beginner clues. I'm sure there will be a time when I do, but I want to get all the other ones first. So I've got some progress to make. The closest I am is to the Yuri transform with 259 out of the 300 that I need, with the farthest, without a doubt, being the elite, the heavy casket. I only have 103 out of the 200 that I need. I have in all caps literally any fucking solo purple plea. It's been 2 goddamn years. Which I think I will achieve going for my phalanx, and like slowly upping the ante. And again, if I want to get master CAs, I literally have to learn solo chambers. There's no way around it. I have to learn solo chambers. Surely I'll get a solo purple. Rune Cup in League 6, because we know Leagues makes them a lot of money, and they're probably going to run a league in 2025. Get a Rune Cup there just to keep it consistent. If I ever am feeling really down on myself and I really hate myself and I'm really depressed and I really need a wellness check, I might go for a sub 6-minute sepulcher. There's something, brother, I don't think you understand. Something about the damn near bloodlust of trying to get that sub 6. That frustrating feeling. 5 ticks off. I have a 603 PB right now. 5 ticks away from a sub 6-minute sepulcher. It's a little intoxicating and it's kind of worrying. But yeah, that is that's where I'm at with that.
It's a good spread of stuff.
It's a good spread of stuff.
Enough to keep you busy and not get bored.
Then also like 500 million total XP would be fun. Ooh, and then a trimmed music cape would also be fun. Just because.
What's your current XP?
446 million.
Okay.
I don't plan on doing a lot of skilling is the thing. That's just why I'm putting 500 total as a thing. Because it's probably going to be mostly combat XP. But like, I realize, and this is something I've noticed over the past year of doing stuff with other people and seeing it pop up in the CC. I don't have nearly as much combat XP as some of my friends because I have not done any I've not done any content this year. Like I'm watching like the Euro boys, for example, crack off like 70, 80, 90 mil in like strength and shit like that and hit points. I'm only have like 42 mil strength. I have 54 million hit points, 55 million range, but like 18 mil attack, 18 mil defense, 27 mil mage. It sounds like a lot, but I don't think it is relative to the amount of content that I feel like I have done and want to do. So, I'll get up to 500 mil XP. I do have some things I want to buy. Like I said, my current bank value is at about 5.3. I probably need to get that bitch up to like 8. It's time to buy Torva. It's time to buy Ancestral. The Zarite crossbow is so much fun. I want to buy a Maul because that's the thing that everybody's using nowadays. I want to get some other upgrades here and there, like Altor Ring, expensive, would be nice to have. Emberlight, expensive, would be nice to have when it's needed. I got some other niche things like a ZGS and a Spectral. Maybe Inquisitor could be fun. Chaos Clerk says, just get your own Altor ring. I don't think that's a bad shout. Fear says Ring of Stone from my rebuild. It's not needed anymore because Arania boots, which I don't think I actually own. So maybe I can add Arania boots to the thing just for you. But yeah, just some like other gear that I want to buy. So I'll probably need to make about $4 bill this year to buy all that because I'm done rebuilding. I'm not going to sell shit to buy other shit. I would honestly, if you're out there and you're thinking about spending money this year in the game, I would rebuild my mega weapons or a BOFA. If you're in a lower tax bracket, rebuilding for a BOFA makes you a good amount of money. I'm not kidding. Rebuilding for a BOFA is worth it. If you're in a higher tax bracket, rebuild for your mega weapons without selling your current mega weapon. Keep your Zenites. Keep a special attack weapon. Put everything else in the bin. That's my advice. That's how I did it. When I rebuilt for a T-Bow, I kept my scythe, which was like 560 mil at the time. Now the scythe is absurd. I think that's what helped my bank value so much. Scythe is 1.6.
And I tell you, I wish I bought a scythe. I can't tell you more how much I wish I bought a scythe.
Scythe is 5 mil less than a twisted bow. You know how fucked that is? That I bought that bitch. I can look at my 2022 goal sheet when I did my scythe rebuild. Let me see. Was it 22 or 23? Yeah. Begin scythe rebuild. Scythe of Vitur cost me 530 mil.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bro, they were down horrendously. I think the lowest that I ever saw them was like 350. I'm pretty sure.
That was after I bought it. Yeah, it was brutal. It was absolutely brutal, but they are back up. That's definitely helped the bank value, but I just need to make more money. And that's it. Just need to do PVM. I need to make more money. And then because I haven't been talking enough, just for you, because I know you're going to say some shit about it, just for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
I got a whole list of shit here. For the GIM.
Let's go.
So much to my chagrin, I do have GIM goals for the year. First and foremost is 99 fire making. I'm coming for that ass. I'm doing it. I don't care. If I have to AFK redwoods on the main because it's my favorite thing to do, I'm fucking doing it. I'm getting 99 fire making. Or maybe I'm just getting 98. I know you're not particularly competitive. And as I've said, without the Batman, crime has no punchline. So if I start pushing for 99 fire making and you go, yeah, it's fine. I'll get my own blowpipe. I'll just stop right there. I'm not going to give a shit. I need to...
feel some sweat.
The Soggy says Winter Todd Sundays. That, you know what? That might have to be the case. Gear wise, assembler. There's no reason I don't have that. Blue Salve. No reason I don't have that. Elite Void. I finally got my hard combat achievements done. Which, by the way, talking about goals for the GIM, you set me a goal last year to get base 70s. I'm 2 skills away from that with fishing and rune crafting. 1850 total. I hit 1750. That's got to be good enough. All my hard diaries on the GIM. And that is all the hard diaries are completed. The hard combat achievements are also completed. Those things are done. So I can get my Elite Void a lot better. And I can imbue my shit for a lot cheaper because the biggest offender of them all, I do not have an imbued Slayer helm, nor do I have an imbued Berserker ring. And it is time for your boy to imbue his shit. It's been so long. I don't have any of my shit imbued. So I got to imbue my shit. Base 90 combats, because that's super easy to AFK in Varlamore now. It's unfortunate that those 4 crab spots still don't exist in Varlamore. But if a 4 crab spot did ever exist, I would definitely be AFKing there in Varlamore. Sucks that they're not real though. 80 prayer. I currently have 74. That's just AFK bone shard mining when I'm not sitting at a 4 crab spot that aren't real. Something from the gauntlet. I don't know what it's going to be. I fucking hate the corrupted gauntlet. If it's an armor seed to stick in the pile, sure. I want something from the gauntlet. Regular weapon seeds don't count. Something from the gauntlet. 1 to 3 elite diaries, just because that is a decent AFK goal to strive for most of the time. You actually set it, so a max POH wouldn't be too bad. Yeah. And then as a stretch goal, and this is probably achievable once I get my Elite Void, an Avernic. As a stretch goal for my own Avernic. Not to take one out of the chest, but to get my own Avernic. That'd be a good stretch goal because the skill set is there, the levels are not, and I think when I get Elite Void and base 90s, I'm going to have much less of a shitty time at Tob. Again, I think if I get a blowpipe and I steal one of those tridents, I'm good for Tob. I'm good.
Yeah,
I can do it. I don't have 94 mage, so I can't freeze, which means I just get to e-girl the entire time, but I can do it. But that's it. Those are the goals that I have. That's what I'm working with for 2025. I had a ton of fun making this list. I always have a ton of fun making this list because it's fun to talk about like the shit that I'm excited to do for this year. And I know I've talked a lot. I feel like I've been rambling for like an hour about my goals. But man, it's just good. It's just good content. Hey guys,
it's great.
It's good content.
I like all your goals. I said it like very briefly, but it's a lot of stuff that can keep you busy. And I think that was my somewhat of a downfall that I had when I maxed is like I had one goal and one goal only, and that was to get 200 mil cooking. And I kind of lost track of what it meant to like progress the account past just like seeing numbers go up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what for me got me so into the GIM was like numbers going up again. But you have a lot of variety in your goals where
numbers are still going to go up, just not the skilling numbers. Numbers are still going to go up though.
Yeah. Like a good example of that was your clue scrolls. Like I've always had the goal to like get those clue scroll milestones, but you're fairly close. So like if you just get a weird itch to not kill anything, you just sit at the GE with some
I love doing clue scrolls, and finally Mima taught me how to do the dropping method. Finally, I just like watched him do it one day, where like you drop a shitload of clue scrolls as you get them, and max cape. I wear my max cape, but I still take my crafting and construction capes because it's mildly more convenient just having them in my inventory for clue scrolls. But like you just drop 15 easy clues at the crafting guild. Just keep it going. Just repeat the process.
Yeah.
And that's the big casket openings. Always a good time.
Yeah.
So I think I've wanted the big spade for many years because I've always found easy clues to be a shit ton of fun. And the Yuri transform, I'm like 40 clues away from that. So that'll probably be the first one that I get. And then clogs. There's all sorts of free clogs that I could do to get 1,000 collection log slots. So numbers are still going to go up, but they're going to be going up in different ways. So
how many Scotizo totems do you have? Because that could be a good chunk of your.
At the moment, I think I have 0. I think I pitched them all when I maxed. I have.
Gotcha.
My Scotizo KC is stupid. My Scotizo collection like pisses me off. Many years ago, I don't know who remembers from the Twitch days, I have 54 Scotizo kills and 55 total totems because I died to Scotizo. I was praying, dude, I was praying mage and I had low HP from something and I ran past Scotizo and he punched me for like a 40 and killed me. Because I think I like forgot my arc light or something and was beating him to death with a Dragon Warhammer. It was terrible. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible kill. And I died to Scotizo. So like that shit right there is why it's going to take me 350 orbs to get Plorva. Which is why I'm like, I need just fuck you money to get Blood Torva.
Right.
So if I had fuck you money right now, it's not a matter of skill because I will throw myself at it until I get it. It's a matter of your boy can't afford the orbs to get there. So someday, maybe 25. Who knows? We'll see.
And then you have to afford actual Torva to make Blood Torva.
I think it's almost funnier if I can't afford Torva. Like I think the idea of like here, trust trade me a Torva helmet and I'm gonna put a Blood Torva piece on just to say that I did it. To me, that's kind of funny. But ideally, by the time that like I have a Phalanx and I have Masters and I have my full Twisted and I have a Mutagen and I have 2,000 raids KC, I should have enough money to buy Torva.
Yeah,
I think
too.
I've spent the last couple of years, like 2021, we really got into it. We learned the ropes. It was like I experienced all this stuff for the first time with Trailblazer League. 2021, we really like learned. 2022, we put our skills to the test and we got the Infernal Cape. 2023 was all about making money. 2024 was all about maxing. 2025 is all about proving that I can do the shit that I know that I can do. I'm not even concerned about it. It's just shit that has to get done. It's all just stuff in a checkbox for me. And it's going to be a fun journey, but that's why 2025 is that year of ascension. So you're going to, by the end of the year, I'm going to look like the player that I am, if that makes sense. To anyone at home thinking you're going to look like a guy wearing Dragon Boots G fucking up the crab room, yeah, I'm still going to be doing that. I might keep the Dragon Boots G out of spite. I don't even have prims on this list of shit that I want to buy. That's how little I give a shit about the primordial boots. I might have Blood Torva and Dragon Boots G because that right there, that might be it. That's the look.
It's peak comedy.
We might be swearing off prims in 2025. Who knows? We'll see. But
you got to keep the Mackie Dons, dude.
We got to keep the Mackie Dons. I think before we go to break, Michael, we have to do what we do every year. We have to give each other goals.
Let's do it. I didn't even think about goals for you.
Then how about I give you goals and you get to thinking?
I've thought about one for your GIM. It's hard for me to think about goals for your main.
You give me a goal for my GIM. You didn't give me a goal for my main last year. You said fuck your main, play your GIM. No, you didn't give me one for my main.
Oh, okay.
My original goal for you was to actually do Tob for real. Stop milking it and do it. And then I'm like, that's not good enough. Get your backpack by yourself. Get your backpack kit by yourself. Then I thought, I don't know about that one. It could be fun because it'd make him groan. And then you said, I don't have any gear goals. Not in this house, you blue-helmed motherfucker. Your goal from me, write this shit down. Your goal from me by the end of the year, you're going to have a Bandos item. You're going to have a Dragon Warhammer. And what's another good PVM iron item? Everyone's like, oh, obviously have a Bofa. Ha ha ha. You know what? Fuck you. You're going to have a Dragon Warhammer, Bandos item, and your own Avernic Defender that you got yourself.
Okay.
You're not taking it from the chest. You can't take it from the chest when Fear gets fucking 8 of them. I want you to get your own Avernic Defender. Dragon Warhammer. And the only way I will accept it as proof is if I see the collection log notification. You can use other people's shit to get this, but until I see the collection log notification, it's not going to count. Dragon Warhammer, Bandos item, Avernic Defender.
Nice. I think the Warhammer is actually kind of a sick item. I'm hoping, not really hoping, but like there is a chance we do a Warhammer skip and get a Maul, but that just means I didn't roll a T-bow.
It ain't a Warhammer skip with 4 other group mates. It's not.
True. Very true. Okay. I like those. I think that's fine. I add it to the list. Oxy stretch goals. Easy. Okay. Then I have one for you, sir. Just one. I want you on your GIM to get a 99 that isn't fire making. Doesn't matter which one you want to get. Any other 99. Trim your fire making cape in 2025. That's what I want you to do.
Okay, I'll put that on. I'll make it the same color as I did last year too.
Nice.
Any other 99
and it can be a combat. Like if you just want to balls to the
fire
wall,
making,
hit crabs till 99 Slayer, go for it. Or 99 strength.
Can you imagine strength, crab tasks?
Oh,
any other 99 that isn't fire making? All right, that's great. That's a fantastic goal. I thought you were going to say 2K total, and I was going to say, well, it's been fun.
I thought about that.
I did not put a total level goal. I didn't put a total level goal on there because I genuinely do not give a shit about killing. Well, I might go for some elite diaries, but that's about it. I think any other 99 is good. I like that.
Yeah, I like 2K that. Total would have been a huge stretch. Like I think in terms of goals, like that would have been the only thing that you would be focusing on this year is getting 2K total on your iron.
And I promise you, I wouldn't be focusing on that shit that hard. It's like in 2023 when I said, hey, I want to get 2200 total level. My current total level is 2133. I want to get 2200. And you said, I want you to get 2250. And I said, Michael, that's basically maxed. You said, like,
but you did it.
Care.
You did it the next year. So
it took me 2 years from that point to get there. But
did you move any of your goals from 2024 onto your GIM's 2025 list?
Nothing from I didn't have any goals for my GIM.
Well, I had stretch goals for you, didn't I?
I mean, you had 1850 total level and base 70s, but like,
okay,
if I get 70 rune crafting, that's crazy.
Pop it on there.
If I get 1850, it's too late. You already put your goal on there. It's too late. You want to know what's going to be super fun though? During the break, I'm going to turn collection logs back on.
Oh hell yeah!
I have just under the amount of termites that I need, so we're almost done with Colossal Worm Agility. Almost done with Colossal Worm to start the year off.
Okay, would it be crazy to say that you need to have an Abyssal Whip on your collection log in 2025? Is that too hard? Is 85 Slayer too much for you?
I have 70 Slayer right now.
You have 70 Slayer.
I have 70 Slayer at the moment.
But you want to get in base 90s combats. You could just AFK Slayer for a lot of that. Instead of sitting at the crab spot that doesn't exist.
It is a bitch. There are no 4 crab spots. It sucks.
And it doesn't mean you have to go to 85. You could go to 82 and boost for it. But just like having your own whip.
I put all them fucking chompies in there. We better have some wild pies left over.
We have a lot of wild pies.
I was going to say, because I you know how many fucking chompies I put in there while going for that stupid diary? I collected so many of those things. I'm like, one day somebody's going to need these. And I stuck a bunch of them in the chest. And then I think you were like, I want to go for wild pies for my whip. I'm like, the chompies are already in there. Don't even worry about it. I knew this was coming. The chompies are already in there.
It stays here.
I can add it to my list if you want, but God damn.
Put it on there. I think that's a fun one. As far as like a combat goal, having a whip on your collection log.
Abyssal
that
whip
would be
clog.
Fun to see. On the GIM. You got 365 entire days. It's a lot of days. It's not even a Slayer level. It's not even like a Slayer level a week. You got this.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's a stretch goal. If you don't get it, it's not the end of the world. But I think it would be fun to kind of shoot for in the back of your mind.
This is a very pretty goals list this year. I'm very excited to see how it shakes out. So with that, brother, I don't know about you, but I think it might be time that we send folks off to break because we are already nearing the 2-hour mark. And I think it might be time for you guys to head off to break, and then we'll come back and we have a thick community question this week. Achievement of the week, I swear to God, there's 11 entries. Community question is thick. So we're going to go smash that out. Michael, send these folks off to break.
All right, guys. It's probably going to be a recycled commercial, but I'll try and pick out an old one.
I was going to say, bro, I ain't making a fucking commercial. I
could make a commercial, but
you can make a commercial.
I could, but I'll pick an old one for you. Enjoy it. And it's a video, by the way. We've had people like, wait, they're videos? Yeah, just go watch. Like, if you're on Spotify, just turn on the video.
I'm pretty sure we just uploaded all of the new commercials we did for Halloween. Which I realized the videos that aren't on YouTube are the TOA GPA video, which I actually hate in hindsight, and
any of the ones that I've done.
The Santa GPA is not up there. The Santa GPA one's a lot of fun. Unlike the TOA GPA that I really just don't like the quality of, the Santa GPA one is a lot of fun, and that one's not on YouTube. I need to get that one on YouTube. But
anyway, speaking of commercials, watch this one and we'll be back. Hi there. My name is Farmer Grycolor, and this here's a tithe farm. Now, this here's not your general type of farming that you see around other folks doing. My plants are special. Why? Because they grow real fast. Now, if you're asking me, it is pretty simple. Plant, water, and pick.
No, this isn't all just for fun. No, I've got a little shop that my granddaughter helped me set up. Okay, well, I do gotta be honest with you. I don't take gold pieces. My shop only accepts points that get awarded by yours truly. You get points each time you bring in a harvest, so I'll be keeping track for you. Now, just to rattle off a couple things that might interest you, I've got an herb sack, a little box to put all your seeds and such, and one of the best outfits. I call it the farmer's outfit. Oh, and I have a service too where I can send folks out to take care of all your weeds. Woohoo! That one's my favorite. I sure do hate pulling weeds. It hurts my back. Come on down to the Tithe Farm and give it a try, and I'm sure you'll have some fun.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial break because I know that I sure did. Now it is time to take a second to recognize our patrons who support us over on Patreon. Every week that we have a new Wise Old Man patron, they will get shouted out by name. And today is no different. So thank you so much to Raymer for subscribing at the Wise Old Man tier. Thank you for always throwing Oxie off, apparently, with your weird layout screenshots.
I bet he has his URL at the bottom of his browser or some crazy shit like that.
Nice. Yeah. And on the screen now is all of our current Wise Old Man patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. We couldn't do this without you. And we appreciate you so much for all of the support that you give us.
We should put Raymer's name like sideways along like the border
just a little
of the image
bit,
or something like that. We should put it like
side.
Put it like off where like it shouldn't be there. It should be with every like where the layout normally. It should be somewhere else. You just put it randomly on the image.
Oh
somewhere.
Gosh! For this 1 week, Raymer, your name is not where it's supposed to be. Just as a shout out, but yes, thank you to all of our Wise Old Man patrons. You guys are amazing and deserve all of the love, and thank you so much for the support. Moving on over now to our KBD patrons. Those are our King Black Dragon tier patrons. Going to give you guys a shout out by name each and every week. Starting at the top of the list here, thank you so much, and big shout out to Boston Sport 5, Brooks 70, Oxie's dad, my dad, all of our dad, Cloud Kicker, Dickie Bird, Elite Oreo Dunker, Jax, Feel the Burn, GIM. We got Little Drakey, our third favorite supporter, Ralph, Run Metal 15, Rylithian, Sparky Life, The Big G Jordy, and Warbatronic. These are all of our KBD patrons, and we appreciate you guys so very much for your continued support. Couldn't do this without you. Literally, you guys are, you used to be the top tier, big dogs, but that has been replaced by the Jad tier. But nonetheless, you still are very important to us, and we love you very much. Speaking of the Jad tier, we have the Big Bad Jads up next, and we're going to shout out each and every one of these patrons as well. Starting also at the top of this list, big shout out and thank you to Basic Pickle, Captain Crash into Superior Bloodveld Tush, Chaos Cleric, just Chaos Cleric, guys. That's kind of weird to see. But anyway, Chaos Cleric, Legend Gary, Michael's Secret Lover, secret enough that he doesn't know who I am. I'm just convinced that Apathy is not logged into Patreon or listened to the show in the last probably month.
Or maybe he
Apathy,
just wants
brother.
to keep the illusion alive.
Okay. You do you, boo-boo. I know who you are. And we all know who you are now. Oxy's Personal Demonic Toy 666, Rack Roll, Soggy Waffles, and finally the S tier Deviled Egg. Thank you again to all of our Jad tier. It's KC Champs.
Thought we banned that guy. S tier Deviled Eggs.
S tier Deviled Egg.
Get
so
out of
good.
here.
Thank you to all of our Jad tier patrons. You guys are amazing. And if you've been subscribed now, I think it's some of you have hit the actual 3-month mark for the Jad tier, and your first shipment of a shirt should be going out very soon. So if you subscribed pretty close to whenever we started this tier. I think maybe in February, I think you should be getting your first one. But we just got the design finalized, and you should be receiving those very soon. If you want to join any of these folks in supporting us on Patreon, you can do so by heading over to patreon.com/Xpwaste. We have many, many different tiers that you can choose from, all of which have different benefits associated with them. The one that I want to always highlight is the Wise Old Man tier. The first time that you subscribe, that first week that we have an episode, we'll give you a shout out, and then your name goes on the screen. But this is the first tier at which you can join us in the recording booth as well. So if you ever hear us reference people, is probably the recording booth. And so that is the first tier that gives you access to that. And we love hanging out with you guys in the booth for the recordings. So lots of different tiers to choose from. If you would like to support the show financially, you can do so. The link is in the description. That's it for Patreon. Moving on over now to our community question. Last week, we asked you guys, what are your goals for 2024? Starting out on the Spotify replies, Otis says, in-game goals, complete Monkey Madness 2, Dragon Slayer 2, Song of the Elves, PVM, and raid a bunch. IRL goals, get a new job, preferably a Monday through Friday with normal hours, get my family and I more financially comfortable, and maybe lose 20 to 30 pounds to get down to 200, then start focusing on gaining back muscle that I've lost over the last 15 years since high school. Hell yeah,
what
brother.
A man. What a man.
I think you could do it, Otis. All of those, very, very achievable. Very, very achievable. Next up, Fizzman15 says, OSR's goals are mostly to max combats, learn chambers, and organize my bank. IRL goals are to move jobs into something better for my mental health.
Hell yeah, brother.
Rummy Tumbles says, gonna aim for CAs and the squirrel in 2025. Squirrel's a good pet. I like that pet. Damnation says, ultimate goal is the Inferno, baby. Time to really become a bingo captain. Nate Dogg says, Inferno Cape, Quiver, Master CAs, Diary Cape, and maybe quit OSRS midway through. Who knows?
Nate Dogg, brother, you ain't going anywhere. I'm watching you stream leagues to the boys right now. You ain't going anywhere, big dog. And if you try, I will drag your ass back to this point and click hell for bingo. I don't care. Yeah. I'll send fucking carrier pigeons. Like, sorry, Oxie, I quit. I'll be like, not the week of October 26th, you didn't. I'll be dragging your ass back for bingo. So.
Get ready to re-up your membership just for bingo. Next up, Captain Crash says, my goal for 2025 is to green log my collection log and finish paying off the debt incurred for paying for my Infernal Cape.
It's a pricey debt.
Oh, gosh. Oh, goodness. Young Mac, a name we have not heard in a long time.
Now, that's a name I've not heard in a long time. I saw him pop up in the Xpwaste chat.
Yeah.
He said, he was like, hey, I'm back after like 2 years. I think my knee-jerk response was like, buy the rings. He's returned.
Buy the rings. So Young Max says, my goals for 2025 is to get enough league points for the Arams ornament kit, 99 attack and defense, re-get the quest cape, everything after Secrets of the North and Night at the Theater.
Dude, everything after Secrets of the North? Holy
Oh, I know.
shit.
And
You've
Night at the
missed
Theater.
a lot,
He hasn't
brother.
done,
Welcome back.
He hasn't done Night at the Theater either.
Welcome
Bam.
back, brother.
And finally, learn to raid TOA 150s and chambers. Good goals, honestly. The good goals to bring you back into the swing of things. Two He's says, going to hit 2K total, plus get close to 99 Slayer. Also, Xpwaste Oz 2027. Heart emoji.
It'd be sooner than 2027. I thought about that in the car on the way home because I saw that response. Like I get the notifications on my phone when you guys comment from Anchor or Spotify for podcasters, whatever the app is called. I saw that notification in the morning before I left for work, and my first response was like, We could probably do that way sooner.
Oh yeah.
Than 2027, yeah, for sure.
I don't want to put a date on it, but like, why not next year? Why not this year?
I had the same question. I'm like, what are we doing in the fall? Who knows? Yeah. Who knows, man? Who knows?
That'd be so fun to go to Australia. Oh man. But we can't think too hard about that because we have some more answers to read. Bass Mike Jr. says 2025 Ironman goals. Achieve the Diary Cape. 2 tasks to go, rune crafting and fishing. Green Log Hydra. He needs a leather, a claw, and a brimstone ring. He wants to green log Araxor, get Arania boots, possibly steal a pair from Nuke Moose, 99 Slayer, obtain at least 2 Zenite shards, and makes some serious raid learning attempts, at least all 3 of them, and make new friends in TNL. And as a stretch goal, which seems kind of silly I've read the goal and it seems a little silly to call this a stretch goal, but base 90s is the stretch goal. Everything else to me, you want a green log Araxor? I think you could do it. I really think. Don't make base 90s a stretch goal. You got this. Next up, Balooz says, get 2200 total level and my first mega rare. Putting a mega rare on there, it's kind of dicey, but it could happen. Unless you mean like buy one, then sure, by all means. Iron Man brain. Says I won't read their actual name because they put their username, but it's okay. 2025 goals for Skogel Toasty, and they say Infernal Cape, got to Zuck healers on New Year's Eve and died. 2200 total, and get the Cox Prayers. Very, very nice. And next up, Alex says, on the main, 2100 total, base 90s, 99 thieving, magic, range, 99 slayer, and 99 woodcutting. And quest cape, achievement diary cape, and do more raiding. They never gave us anything other than the main, so I don't know what their Iron Man goals are. Who knows? And next up, we have Dinosaur. They say, I want to make enough money to get my Tebow back in 2025. I traded my Tebow for a Shadow back in 2022, and I got a Scythe last year when I started tobbing. I would like to complete the Mega Rare trifecta this year. The main hand, being my ZCB as my best range DPS, is kind of crusty sometimes. Next up, Napes says 2025 UIM goals. 95 Slayer, they just hit 93. They want the Rancor, Noxious Halberd, and Arania boots.
Therapy.
They want to get an Occult, Dragon Hunter Lance, Ferocious Gloves, and Prims. They also want a Magic Fang, an Arcane, and Infernal Cape. Finally, for 2025, they want 2200 total level on the UIM.
Say it with me. Therapy. On the UIM. Brother.
That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff.
Though. Good goals to have.
Boy. Next up, Blah Breakdown says, get my fire cape in base 70s. Hell yeah. And finally on Spotify, Rambo's Granddad says, goals for 2025. Get base 80s, quest cape, 99 Slayer, learn raids, get their first Zulwar KC, get the Jad pet, get good enough at the game to attempt the Inferno, get 1 mega rare item, and play more bingos.
Hell yeah.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. That is it for the Spotify replies. Moving on over to our YouTube. We asked you guys the same question, and there's not as many on here, so it'll go pretty quickly. But starting at the top, G's Max says, schoolwork, and get a new hardcore Ironman over total level 900 on free-to-play from scratch. It's rough going, doing the MBA, but I feel like the hardcore iron can't be too intense on free-to-play. Sure. 900 total just in free-to-play, though? That's a goal, for sure. Next up, Adobe Cult says, RuneScape goals, Fire Cape, combat level 100, and at least 1 Grandmaster quest completed. Real life goals, don't die, and get back to lifting at the gym again.
The first one for real life goals is bare minimum, big dog. Come on now. Bare minimum. Get her going.
Setting the floor. Setting the floor is pretty low. Oh, man. Next up, Looney TNT says, I want to play less, but enjoy it more.
Yep.
I like that. I actually like that. I don't think I can set a goal for myself to play less, but I think for me, and I didn't really talk about this, but I did buy some games during this on Steam during the winter sale.
What?
So yeah, I got Red Dead Redemption 2 and I got No Man's Sky. So I got a solo game and a game I can play with my brother. So sounds like I'm gonna be playing something other than RuneScape, and I still have to finish Baldur's Gate 3. So we have one last one here on YouTube. It's from Kevin. They say, I want to level all my skills some more, but actually get my quest cape and get a max POH on the iron. I think max POH on the iron is absolutely the best QOL ever. So yeah, definitely go for that. That's going to do it, folks, for the community question. Thank you so much to everyone who answered. If you want to answer this week's question, it will be, what monster that is not currently a Slayer task could be a Slayer task, in your opinion? You can answer that question in the comment section on Spotify or under the pinned comment on this YouTube video. That's going to do it for community question. I think we're going to blink and miss the achievement of the week. So we're going to let Oxie get to that. And then we have a postcard. So,
bless up. We got a postcard, baby. Achievement of the week is quick this week, you guys. It was New Year's this past week. We're finally back down to 1 week. Leagues is still going strong for a lot of people. Kicking us off in the skilling category, Voltoro achieved 99 Hunter. Main Sequence achieved 99 Woodcutting. KJT1214 achieved 99 Attack, Strength, and Defense, all on the same tick. Trash Paths achieved 99 Agility. And Corpse Duster achieved 99 Mage. Over in the combat section, Small Fortune and JX Riot both achieved their fire capes for the first time. Hell yeah. Two to Fly, my bingo teammate from this most recent bingo, killed Zulra for the first time. And then as far as combat achievements go, Young Mac popped in and said, hey, I didn't know they changed the combat achievement. So now apparently I have the hard CAs, which Young Mac now has the hard CAs. And Main Sequence, Kyle, again, with the double-double this week, got the elite combat achievements done. Welcome to the Jadhelm gang. And then finally, in the miscellaneous category this week, Gecko Coach Beard achieved his diary cape. End of sentence. Full stop. That is achievement of the week this week, folks. It's light, but that's okay. You know, it'll be much more in the future, I'm sure. If you did something awesome and you want to tell us about it, head over to discord.gg/OSRSTNL and post about literally anything. I cannot stress this enough. We don't care. Put literally any achievement in there that you think is mildly interesting. I think people have been putting their summary pages, like their, God, what are they called? The character summary in game. They've been posting that, which has been fun to see, like the beginning of the year versus the end of the year and levels and achievements. So post about literally anything. We say it all the time. It doesn't have to be a Zuck Helm or an Infernal Max Cape. It can be base 60s. And people love to see it, you know? So come join objectively the best RuneScape Discord in the world. Ring in the new year with the best community you'll be able to find. Normally we say, look, there are always people raiding in VC. It's fucking 2:00 in the morning on a Saturday night. It's technically Sunday now, but whatever. There are people in VC doing content together, cameras on and everything. So you want a place to come hang out at 2 a.m. on a Saturday? I can't think of a better place than here. So hopefully we see you guys here soon enough. With that, Michael, not only do you probably have a fun question, but you probably have a fun question, but you have a postcard. I'm sorry, it's late, and I'm killing a Bandosian card for an elite clue scroll. What are we doing? Well, you're up, Michael. What are we doing?
I went to the old P.O. box on my way home from getting Taco Bell. And we scored this little number. It's a Christmas card from one of our listeners.
I'll be dipped in shit. That's a little red truck hauling a Christmas tree.
I'm going to cover their address so you guys can see. It's such a nice little envelope. I love that, actually. So cute.
Who's it from?
So I'm going to cover up their last name, but we got this cute little card. Thank you so much. We got Mary, Stephen, and Mason.
Handsome.
Let's go. And they said, Oxie and Michael, wishing you a holiday season warm with happiness and a new year filled with joy. Thank you for all the work you've done this year to make the podcast awesome. Have a Merry Christmas. Stephen and Mary. Oh, it's air quotes. Melvin Man.
Hey,
let's go,
brother. Because we don't know anybody's name. Like, we don't know most people's first names. So, like, getting a vague family Christmas card is like, okay, cool. But then, like, oh, shit, it's Melvin Man. He's in the CC all the time.
Yeah, let's go.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, this is a good question, Oxy. Okay, for the fun question, it says, what RuneLite-inspired plugins would you want IRL? For example, when I go fishing at the lake, I'd want the spots with fish to be highlighted.
Oh man, that would be so good. As an angler really myself, that plugin would be so good.
Yo, that would be so good. Yeah, this is a little card. So I'm trying not to touch it because there's now glitter all over my fingers. So we're gonna pop that one up on the wall behind us. Thank you for the fun question. If you could have a RuneLite plugin IRL. Now, you can't take the fishing one because he gave that as an example.
Yeah.
But hot damn, what are we thinking about? I think like one that's kind of silly, but literally like Mark Object would kind of go hard because I lose stuff quite a bit.
Mark Object could be good. Would that be Mark Object or would that be inventory tags?
Oh, okay.
I think it's probably Mark Object because, like,
I think Mark Object would be better.
Yeah, would probably be better.
Can you imagine Entity Hider at like
Entity Hider would be
event or something,
dude? Entity Hider at like the store.
Yes,
that'd be great.
Yes, that would be hilarious. I'm just going down the list. And I have Entity Hider favorite. Entity Hider is favorited, so it's right at the top.
God, what's the one that like makes your character invisible? That would be great for the gym. I was at the gym. Hide Self could be a good one. I would be okay with the Hide Self plugin because I like run into clients at the gym and shit, and I don't want that.
Yeah,
Rune says annoyance mute. That would be pretty good.
Door kicker. Soggy Waffle says door kicker.
Door kicker, obviously.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Status bars could be fun.
Status bars would be great.
Let me see. Oh yeah, status bars for your health.
And you could have one for like your energy level.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Well, because it would have to it would have to like pertain to real life. So like your hunger meter, your energy level, that kind of stuff. We had that IRL. Like I have a smart ring, but it doesn't tell me when I'm hungry or when I'm actually sleepy. It just tells me, hey, you slept this long. How would detached camera work?
Bro,
that would be so weird.
Hold on, a detached camera, basically like a drone all the time?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty crazy. Actually, that'd be pretty good. I'm looking at the top mistake tracker right now, but because I think it would be funny to do like a flirting mistake tracker.
Oh.
And just like you say something flirty and then it doesn't work and you end up shouting, I'm drowning in Maiden's blood, something like that. You know,
gosh.
Something along those lines. Terrible idea. Surely a terrible idea, but like could be fun, you know?
Yeah. I have a plugin called Deadeye Compost. And it just like when you compost one of your patches, it puts a little icon over the patch. So you know that you composted it and you don't have to like inspect it. I think it would be kind of fun to have that, but for like did I just reminders for things like, did I unload the dishwasher? Did I do my chore?
Oh my god, the farming timer plugin.
Oh,
that's what I want. The
yes.
farming timer plugin would be fantastic. The farming timer plugin is great. That would be great for like if I could have like a visual indicator to know that like, hey, change the laundry, take the dishes out. That'd be pretty good. Quest helper, that's like the ultimate cheat for school or whatever. Fashionscape plugin would be sick, but would it function in the same way as the current Fashionscape plugin where only you can see it?
Oh, that's not as fun then.
That's my issue. It's like I could look fly as hell, but if only I can see it, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
JX Riot said Quest Helper, Rune said Fashionscape. There's so many good ones,
I'm reading
dude.
the chat here, yeah. If
So
you're
many good
hungover,
ones.
does that show as a debuff? I think like the skill
status
level,
bars?
yeah, like the skill level stats or whatever, like boost information. That would be a good one to have. What's another one?
Okay, how would Loot Tracker work in your IRL?
Just shows your pay stub every week.
Oh, like your bank account. Basically, it's your bank account. It's all the stuff that you've bought, that you've obtained.
Pretty much, yeah. Thrall helper, but for other tasks that I forget to do. You know?
You need to change your underwear.
Instead of you need to summon a thrall, like you need to call the car people back. You need to schedule a vet appointment, like stuff like that.
It won't stop flashing until you do it.
Mm-hmm. That would be ideal for somebody like me, you know?
Because I think it would be interesting, but menu entry swapper for your real life? Like, are there certain actions where you could save time if something just automatically happened? Like if you went to open the door and it was locked, you could menu entry swap it to where unlock is built into opening. That would be kind of cool.
I feel like that's already how you just menu entry swap from open to unlock.
But instead, like the door's locked and you just put your hand on the door and turn it. And the action of you putting your hand on the door unlocks it automatically.
Maybe.
I have a smart lock, so like my door is never locked when I walk up to it. But just simple things like that, I think you could really get nitty gritty with menu entry swapper in IRL, like making things more efficient.
You know what would be absolutely bitchin'? And I think this is going to be my last one. The Party Hub panel. Get me a Party Hub panel for all of my group chats and shit, so I know where everybody's at, how everybody's doing, especially like the night after like a party or something like that. You know, I don't go out a whole lot these days, but like on a day where, for example, I'm up till 5 o'clock in the morning and I want to say goodbye to my friends before I leave, but they're all hungover and just like hanging out, you know, in the house somewhere. Give me the Party Hub panel so I can see like what's their status. Are they alive? Are they okay? And then once I know they're fine, you know, just do like we're chilling, you know. You see everyone's location on the world map. That'd be pretty sick. Hub party panel would be good. Do you want a vacation hub party panel? I mean, yeah, you can already do that, but like it's not as fun, you know?
True. It's not all in one place. Like
Exactly.
you can't see their health bars and you can't ping tiles on the ground. That would be kind of funny. Like,
dude,
hey, can you go grab me that? Instead of pointing, you just like ping the item you want them to pick up.
Can you imagine somebody's like out on a date and you're just pinging the tile right behind them the entire time? That'd be so frustrating. That'd be so funny.
Just leave the party.
Yeah.
Just leave the party.
You can't. It's too late.
Thank you, Melvin Man, for that wonderful question. And for
the postcard.
Beautiful Christmas card. It was amazing. I'll put it up on the wall. I'm going to put all three. Everything. We're putting this guy up there. All of it. I'm gonna put some tape over your home address though. So, but thank you for the fun question and the postcard and all that. If you want to send us a fun question, you can do so a couple of different ways. You can be like Melvin Man here and send us a postcard to our P.O. box. If you want the address, it is in the description. You can also post your fun question in the fun question section on Discord. if you are a patron. And if you are not a patron, feel free to just post it in like the Xpwaste chat and we'll see it. We'll copy it over and we'll ask it eventually. Or you can DM it to us on one of our social media accounts. We'll probably see it there as well. You can also send us an email. All of the links for any of that is in the description. But I think with that's going to do it for the 2025 goals episode. This one definitely is one that we look forward to each and every year. So we hope you guys enjoyed. And, part of the community question was asking you guys what your goals were, but the conversation doesn't have to stop there. We want to hear about your goals. So post about it in Discord. If you're in the
tell us
TNL
about it
Discord,
in the chat.
Yeah, let us know. We have an entire channel called RuneScape Goals. You can also post your goals and get the conversation going in the Xpwaste chat if you would like to do so there. But yeah, let us know. Even if you didn't answer the community question, let us know what you're working on. If you see us in VC, hop in. We'll chat about it. But that's going to do it for the episode, guys. Thanks so much for listening. You can find all of the different links that we have for you down in the description. Check out our merch store. Check out the Patreon. Send us an email. Do all that kind of stuff there in the description. You can follow us on all of our social media. I plan to do some more Twitch streaming these in the coming weeks now that my son is going back to school. So check out the Xpwaste podcast on Twitch. Follow us there. And, I may go live one of these days with maybe some leagues content before that all ends. So that's going to do it for the episode. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye, everyone.